Part 1. Early Life and Rise to Fame. A Star is Born in Houston. Beyoncé Giselle Knowles entered the world on September 4th, 1981, in Houston, Texas, a city known for its vibrant cultural tapestry and thriving music scene. Born to Celestine Tina Knowles, a hairdresser and salon owner, and Matthew Knowles, a medical equipment salesman, Beyoncé grew up in a supportive middle-class household that nurtured her innate talents. Houston, with its blend of Southern charm, gospel traditions, and emerging hip-hop culture, provided a fertile backdrop for her early development. The Knowles family, including Beyoncé's younger sister Solange, born in 1986, was deeply rooted in community and faith, attending St. John's United Methodist Church, where Beyoncé's earliest performances took place. From an early age, Beyoncé exhibited a magnetic presence. Her mother recalled her singing at home, mimicking Whitney Houston and Diana Ross, whose powerful voices resonated through the family's record player. At 7, Beyoncé performed John Lennon's Imagine at a local talent show, earning a standing ovation. This moment was pivotal, igniting her passion for music and performance. Tina, recognizing her daughter's potential, enrolled her in dance classes at the local studio, where Beyoncé honed her skills in ballet, jazz, and tap. Her vocal training began under the tutelage of local coaches, who noted her exceptional range and emotional delivery even as a child. Beyoncé's shy demeanor offstage contrasted sharply with her confidence during performances. Her parents observed that she transformed when she stepped into the spotlight, a trait that would later define her stage persona. To nurture her talent, Matthew and Tina made significant sacrifices. Matthew, in particular, took an active role in managing her early career, booking gigs at local venues like churches, community centers, and talent competitions across Texas. These experiences exposed Beyoncé to diverse audiences and taught her the importance of connecting emotionally through performance. The formation of Girls' Time. By age 8, Beyoncé's talent attracted the attention of music producers in Houston. In 1990, she joined a girl group called Girls' Time, assembled by producer Arn Frager. The group, which included Kelly Rowland, a family friend who later became like a sister, aimed to blend R&B harmonies with the emerging new jack swing sound. Girls' Time featured 6 members, including Latavia Roberson and Nikki Taylor, and was managed by Matthew Knowles, who saw the group as a vehicle for Beyoncé's talents. The girls rehearsed tirelessly in Tina's salon, where clients became an impromptu audience, and in the Knowles family backyard, where Matthew drilled them on choreography and vocal precision. In 1993, Girls' Time competed on Star Search, the popular national talent show. The group performed a high-energy routine, but their youth and inexperience led to a loss against an adult rock band. The defeat was a blow, particularly for Beyoncé, who internalized the setback. In interviews years later, she reflected on how the Star Search loss taught her resilience and the importance of preparation. Matthew, undeterred, used the experience to refine the group's direction, trimming it to a quartet, Beyoncé, Kelly, Latavia, and LaToya Luckett, and renaming it Destiny's Child in 1993. Inspired by a passage from the Book of Isaiah, Destiny's Child spent years performing at local events, from Houston rodeos to mall openings, building a grassroots following. Tina designed their colorful, coordinated outfits, often sewing late into the night to ensure the girls stood out. Matthew's rigorous management style, which included vocal exercises and performance boot camps, drew criticism from some parents for its intensity, but undeniably shaped the group's discipline. Beyoncé, as a lead vocalist, began to emerge as the group's focal point, her powerful voice and commanding stage presence setting her apart. Breakthrough with Destiny's Child. In 1996, Destiny's Child caught the attention of Columbia Records after performing at a showcase in Atlanta. The label signed them, and in 1998, they released their self-titled debut album, Destiny's Child. The lead single, No, 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 produced by Wyclef Jean, became a moderate hit, peaking at number 3 on the Billboard Hot 100. The album showcased their harmonious blend of R&B and gospel influences, but it was their sophomore effort, The Writings on the Wall in 1999, that propelled them to stardom. With production from Kevin Shakespeare Briggs and Rodney Jerkins, the album featured hits like Bills, 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 Say My Name, and Bugaboo. These tracks, with their catchy hooks and themes of female empowerment, resonated with a global audience, selling over 8 million copies worldwide. Beyoncé's contributions as a songwriter grew during this period. She co-wrote several tracks on the Writings on the Wall, including Say My Name, which showcased her ability to craft relatable narratives. The album's success was marred by internal strife, however. Latavia Roberson and LaToya Luckett left the group in 2000, citing mismanagement by Matthew Knowles. Their departure sparked public controversy, with lawsuits filed against Matthew and the group. Beyoncé, then just 18, faced intense scrutiny, but her leadership helped stabilize Destiny's Child. Michelle Williams and Farrah Franklin joined, though Franklin left after 5 months, leaving the trio of Beyoncé, Kelly, and Michelle. The reconfigured Destiny's Child released Survivor in 2001, an album that addressed the group's challenges head-on. The title track, co-written by Beyoncé, became an anthem of resilience, with lyrics like, "I'm a survivor, I'm not gonna give up," reflecting her personal and professional tenacity. The album also featured Independent Women Part 1, the soundtrack to Charlie's Angels 2000, which topped the Billboard Hot 100 for 11 weeks. Survivor solidified Destiny's Child as one of the best-selling girl groups of all time, with over 12 million copies sold. Early solo ventures and acting. While Destiny's Child dominated the charts, Beyoncé began exploring solo opportunities. In 2001, she starred in MTV's Carmen, a hip-hop opera, a modern adaptation of Bizet's opera, showcasing her acting potential alongside Mekhi Phifer. Though the film received mixed reviews, it highlighted her versatility and willingness to take risks. She also contributed to soundtracks, including a duet with Mark Nelson on After All Is Said and Done for The Best Man, 1999, and a collaboration with Missy Elliott on Fighting Temptation, 2003. These early solo ventures were strategic, allowing Beyoncé to test her individual appeal while remaining loyal to Destiny's Child. Her performances in films like Austin Powers and Goldmember, 2002, where she played Foxy Cleopatra, demonstrated her charisma and comedic timing. The role, though campy, introduced her to a broader audience and hinted at her future in Hollywood. Foundations of a superstar. Beyoncé's early life and rise with Destiny's Child were defined by talent, discipline, and resilience. Houston's cultural richness shaped her musical influences, blending gospel, R&B, and hip-hop. Her parents' sacrifices, Tina's costume designs, and Matthew's relentless management provided the infrastructure for her success. The challenges of group dynamics, from star search to lineup changes, taught her to navigate adversity with grace. By 2003, as Destiny's Child prepared to take a hiatus, Beyoncé was poised for solo stardom, armed with a work ethic forged in her youth and a vision to redefine the music industry. Her early experiences instilled a duality that would define her career: a shy, introspective individual offstage and a commanding performer on stage. These years laid the groundwork for her to transcend girl group fame, setting the stage for Dangerously in Love and her emergence as a global icon. The lessons of perseverance, collaboration, and authenticity from her Houston roots in Destiny's Child era would resonate throughout her career, shaping her into one of the most influential artists of the 21st century. Part 2, Solo Stardom and Artistic Evolution. The launch of a solo career, Dangerously in Love. By 2003, Beyoncé Knowles had already achieved global fame as the lead singer of Destiny's Child, but her ambition to establish herself as a solo artist was clear. After a string of successful albums with the group and early forays into acting, she seized the opportunity to step into the spotlight alone. Her debut solo album, Dangerously in Love, released on June 24th, 2003, marked a defining moment, showcasing her versatility, vocal prowess, and ability to connect with audiences on a personal level. The album's lead single, Crazy in Love, featuring rapper Jay-Z, became an instant classic. Produced by Rich Harrison, the track's brassy horn samples from the Chi-Lites, Are You My Woman, Tell Me So, and its infectious hook captivated listeners. The song topped the Billboard Hot 100 for 8 weeks, blending R&B, pop, and hip-hop in a way that felt both fresh and timeless. Its music video, directed by Jake Nava, showcased Beyoncé's dynamic dance moves and cemented her as a visual artist, with iconic imagery like her strutting in a red dress. The collaboration with Jay-Z, whom she had met in 2000, also sparked public interest in their relationship, adding a layer of intrigue to her rising solo profile. Dangerously in Love was a bold declaration of independence, featuring collaborations with artists like Missy Elliott, Sean Paul, and Luther Vandross. The album spanned genres, from the reggae-infused Baby Boy to the soulful ballad Dangerously in Love 2, a reworking of a Destiny's Child track. Beyoncé co-wrote most of the album's 15 songs, demonstrating her growing confidence as a songwriter. The album debuted at #1 on the Billboard 200, selling 317,000 copies in its first week, and went on to sell over 11 million copies worldwide. At the 2004 Grammy Awards, Beyoncé won 5 awards, including Best Contemporary R&B Album and Best R&B Song, for Crazy in Love, solidifying her status as a solo superstar. This period was not without challenges. The pressure to prove herself outside Destiny's Child was immense, and critics scrutinized whether she could sustain her group success. Some reviews noted the album's uneven pacing, with ballads occasionally overshadowing its upbeat tracks. Yet, Beyoncé's charisma and vocal range silenced doubters. Her ability to balance commercial appeal with artistic ambition set the tone for her solo career, proving she was more than a girl group frontwoman. Birthday, confidence and creative control. Beyoncé's second solo album, Birthday, released on September 4th, 2006, her 25th birthday, marked a significant evolution in her artistry. Inspired by her role as Dina Jones in the film Dreamgirls, 2006, a musical drama loosely based on the Supremes, Beyoncé channeled a newfound assertiveness into her music. The film, co-starring Jennifer Hudson and Jamie Foxx, required her to tap into both vulnerability and strength, influencing the album's raw energy. Recorded in just 3 weeks, Birthday was a creative outburst, reflecting her desire to capture emotion in real time. The album's lead single, Deja Vu, reunited her with Jay-Z and featured a funky bass line by Rodney Jerkins. While the song reached #4 on the Billboard Hot 100, it was Irreplaceable that became the album's defining hit. Written by Neo and produced by Stargate, the acoustic-driven track, with its empowering lyrics, To the Left, resonated with audiences, topping the charts for 10 weeks. The song's universal appeal lay in its relatability, speaking to anyone navigating heartbreak or self-assertion. Other tracks, like Ring the Alarm and Get Me Bodied, showcase Beyoncé's versatility, blending aggressive R&B with danceable beats. Birthday was a commercial and critical success, debuting at #1 with 541,000 copies sold in its first week. Its raw production and live instrumentation, a departure from the polished sound of Dangerously in Love, reflected Beyoncé's hands-on approach. She co-produced many tracks, working with producers like the Neptunes and Swizz Beatz, and drew inspiration from her southern roots, incorporating gospel and funk elements. The album's deluxe edition, released in 2007, included Spanish-language tracks like Listen, her Dreamgirls ballad, showcasing her willingness to experiment with new markets. Her Dreamgirls role earned her a Golden Globe nomination, further proving her acting chops. The film's rigorous schedule, combined with her album recording, tested her endurance, but Beyoncé thrived under pressure. She described Birthday as a celebration of her independence, both personally and creatively, as she began to assert more control over her career, though her father, Matthew Knowles, remained her manager. I Am, Sasha Fierce, embracing duality. In 2008, Beyoncé released her third album, I Am, Sasha Fierce, a double album that introduced her alter ego, Sasha Fierce. This persona, born from her need to separate her shy offstage self from her commanding stage presence, allowed her to explore duality in her artistry. The album's 2 discs, I Am for introspective ballads and Sasha Fierce for upbeat anthems, reflected this split. Released on November 18, 2008, it debuted at #1, selling 482,000 copies in its first week. The lead single, Single Ladies Put a Ring on It, became a cultural phenomenon. Produced by Tricky Stewart and The Dream, its minimalist beat and empowering message resonated globally, while its black and white music video, choreographed by Jaquel Knight, sparked a dance craze. The video's iconic hand flip move inspired countless covers, from YouTube tutorials to performances by figures like Justin Timberlake on Saturday Night Live. The song peaked at #1 and earned 3 Grammys, including Song of the Year. If I Were a Boy, the album's other lead single, showcased Beyoncé's emotional depth, addressing gender dynamics with poignant lyrics. Tracks like Halo and Diva further highlighted her range, blending pop balladry with hip-hop swagger. Critics praised the album's ambition, but noted its conceptual split sometimes felt disjointed. Nonetheless, I Am Sasha Fierce sold over 8 million copies and solidified Beyoncé's ability to shape cultural conversations. This era also saw her expand her acting career with roles in Cadillac Records, 2008, where she played Etta James and sang At Last, and Obsessed, 2009, a thriller alongside Idris Elba. While Cadillac Records earned critical praise, Obsessed received mixed reviews, highlighting the challenges of balancing music and film. Beyoncé's global I Am World Tour, 2009 to 2010, further showcased her as a live performer, with elaborate staging and a focus on fan connection. For independence and artistic maturity, Beyoncé's 4th album, released on June 28, 2011, marked a pivotal moment in her artistic evolution, departing from high-energy pop of her previous work. For embraced live instrumentation, retro R&B, and soul influences, drawing inspiration from artists like Stevie Wonder and Fela Kuti. The album's creation coincided with a major professional shift. Beyoncé parted ways with Matthew Knowles as her manager, opting to manage herself through her company, Parkwood Entertainment. This decision reflected her desire for full creative and business control. The lead single, Run the World Girls, sampled Major Laser's Pon de Floor and delivered a fierce feminist anthem, though it faced mixed reception for its aggressive production. More successful were Love on Top, a vibrant homage to 1980s R&B with intricate vocal runs, and Countdown, which blended Afrobeat and pop with playful energy. The album's introspective ballads like 1+1 showcased her vocal vulnerability, while Best Thing I Never Had offer a reflective take on moving on. For debuted at #1, selling 310,000 copies in its first week, though it was less commercially dominant than its predecessors. Critics, however, lauded its maturity, with Rolling Stone calling her most accomplished work yet. The album's 4 intimate nights with Beyoncé performances at New York's Roseland Ballroom highlighted its live instrumentation, with Beyoncé backed by an all-female band. These shows, intimate compared to her arena tours, underscored her ability to connect with audiences on a personal level, shaping natal foundations of a superstar. The period from 2003 to 2011 was transformative for Beyoncé as she transitioned from a girl group star to a solo artist with global influence. Dangerously in Love established her as a commercial force. Birthdays showcase her confidence. I Am Sasha Fierce explored her duality, and 4 marked her artistic maturity and independence. Each album reflected a step in her evolution, blending genres, pushing creative boundaries, and addressing personal and cultural themes. Her acting roles, though met with varying success, expanded her artistic range, while her tour solidified her as a live performance powerhouse. This era laid the foundation for her later innovations, such as a surprise release share her vision for storytelling through music and visuals, setting the stage for her to become a cultural icon. Part 3, Cultural Impact and Social Advocacy. Revolutionizing the industry. Beyoncé, 2013. By 2013, Beyoncé had established herself as a global superstar, but her self-titled album, Beyoncé, released on December 13, 2013, redefined the music industry. Dropped without prior announcement on iTunes, the visual album paired 14 tracks with 17 music videos, a bold move that bypassed traditional marketing strategies. This surprise release strategy disrupted the industry's reliance on pre-release singles and promotional campaigns, forcing artists and labels to rethink distribution in the digital age. The album sold 617,000 copies in its first week in the U.S. alone, debuting at #1 on the Billboard 200 and reached over 2 million global sales within a month. Beyoncé was a sonic and thematic departure, blending minimalist R&B, electronic, and pop influences with deeply personal lyrics. Tracks like Partition and Rocket explored sensuality and intimacy, while Flawless featuring Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie's TEDx talk on feminism, and Pretty Hurts tackled gender expectations and societal pressures. The album's feminist themes resonated widely, sparking conversations about women's empowerment and body image. Flawless, with its bold declaration, "I Woke Up Like This," became an anthem for self-confidence, while its remix, featuring Nicki Minaj, amplified its cultural reach. The accompanying videos, directed by a roster of talents including Hype Williams and Jake Nava, were cinematic masterpieces. Shot in location from Houston to Paris, they showcase Beyoncé's visual storytelling prowess, blending high fashion, gritty realism, and cultural references. The video for Partition, set in a Parisian cabaret, juxtaposed elegance with raw sensuality, while Beyoncé celebrated her Houston roots with street-style imagery. The visual album format, inspired by her desire to give fans a complete artistic experience, set a new standard for music releases, influencing artists like Drake and Taylor Swift. Critically, Beyoncé was hailed as a masterpiece. Rolling Stone called her most radical and fulfilling work, and it earned her 3 Grammy Awards in 2015, including Album of the Year. The album's impact extended beyond music, reshaping how artists engage with digital platforms and fan bases. Beyoncé's ability to control her narrative, releasing the album through her company, Parkwood Entertainment, underscored her business acumen and artistic independence. Lemonade, a cultural and political statement. Beyoncé's 2016 album, Lemonade, further elevated her cultural impact, delivering a profound exploration of Black womanhood, infidelity, and resilience. Released on April 23, 2016, as a visual album on HBO, Lemonade was a multimedia triumph, combining 12 tracks with a 65-minute film directed by Beyoncé, Khalil Joseph, and others. The album debuted at number 1, selling 485,000 copies in its first week, and became her most critically acclaimed work, earning 9 Grammy nominations and winning 4, including Best Urban Contemporary Album. Lemonade wove a narrative of betrayal and healing, drawing from Beyoncé's personal experiences, particularly rumors of Jay-Z's infidelity. Tracks like Hold Up and Sorry channeled raw emotion, with lyrics like, "I don't want to lose my pride, but I'ma fuck me up a bitch," showcasing her unapologetic anger. The album's genre-blending approach, incorporating gospel freedom, country, daddy lessons, blues, don't hurt yourself, and hip-hop formation, reflected her versatility and deep connection to African-American musical traditions. The visual component of Lemonade was a cultural milestone, drawing on African diaspora imagery, Southern Gothic aesthetics, and references to Black history. The film featured cameos from figures like Serena Williams and the mothers of Trayvon Martin and Michael Brown, aligning Beyoncé with the Black Lives Matter movement. The video for Formation, released as a surprise single in February 2016, became a rallying cry, with imagery of Beyoncé atop a sinking New Orleans police car and lyrics like, "I like my Negro nose with Jackson 5 nostrils." Its performance at Super Bowl 50, featuring Black Panther-inspired costumes, sparked controversy among conservative critics, but galvanized support for racial justice. Lemonade resonated globally, sparking discussions on race, gender, and systemic inequality. Its inclusion of poetry by Warsan Shire and references to African spirituality, such as Ashen imagery, celebrated Black womanhood while confronting pain. The album's impact was academic as well, inspiring university courses on its themes and earning praise from scholars like Bell Hooks, despite her critiques of its commercial undertones. Social advocacy and philanthropy. Beyoncé's cultural influence is inseparable from her advocacy. Through her Bay Good initiative, launched in 2014, she has supported causes ranging from education to disaster relief. In 2017, she established the Formation Scholars Program, providing scholarships to young women at HBCUs like Howard and Spelman. During Hurricane Harvey, which devastated Houston in 2017, Bay Good raised millions and partnered with local organizations to provide aid, with Beyoncé personally visiting shelters. In 2020, her COVID-19 relief efforts included $6 million in grants to support mental health services and Black-owned businesses, reflecting her commitment to marginalized communities. Her advocacy for gender equality is evident in her music and public statements. In 2014, she penned an essay for the Shriver Report titled Gender Equality is a Myth, calling for equal pay and opportunities. Her support for LGBTQ+ rights shone through in performances like her 2013 Super Bowl halftime show, where she included a rainbow flag, and in her dedication of love on top to queer fans. Beyoncé also amplifies Black voices, collaborating with artists like Kendrick Lamar on Freedom, and featuring African artists in Black is King 2020, a visual album tied to The Lion King that celebrated African heritage. Fashion and entrepreneurship. Beyoncé's influence extends to fashion, where she has redefined celebrity style. Her mother, Tina Knowles, designed Destiny's Child's iconic outfits, and Beyoncé carried this legacy forward with her House of Duran and Ivy Park brands. Ivy Park, launched in 2016 with Topshop and later with Adidas, blends streetwear with high fashion, emphasizing inclusivity with gender-neutral and plus-size options. The brand's 2020 Adidas collaboration sold out within hours, reflecting her commercial clout. Her Met Gala appearances, such as her 2015 Da Vinci gown with its sheer, bejeweled design, set trends and sparked social media buzz. Music videos like Formation and Lemonade's Hold Up, where she wore a yellow Roberto Cavalli dress while wielding a baseball bat, became iconic, blending fashion with narrative. Her ability to merge cultural storytelling with style has made her a fashion influencer, inspiring designers and fans alike, a cultural trailblazer. Beyoncé's cultural impact lies in her ability to transcend music, using her platform to challenge norms and amplify marginalized voices. Beyoncé and Lemonade redefined artistic delivery and storytelling, with the former pioneering the surprise release and the latter confronting systemic issues through a Black feminist lens. Her philanthropy through Baygood and advocacy for racial and gender justice have made her a role model for activism. In fashion, she has set trends while promoting inclusivity, and her visual albums have elevated music videos into cinematic art. This period solidified Beyoncé as a cultural force, capable of shaping discourse and inspiring change. Her willingness to address controversial issues, from police brutality to infidelity, demonstrated courage, while her entrepreneurial ventures showcased resounding success in the industry, showed her business savvy. The foundations laid in this era, artistic risk-taking, social advocacy, and cultural storytelling, set the stage for her continued influence, as explored in later parts of her journey. Part 4. Personal Life and Legacy. A high-profile romance, Beyoncé and Jay-Z. Beyoncé's personal life, particularly her relationship with Sean Carter, known as Jay-Z, has been a cornerstone of her public narrative, blending love, collaboration, and resilience. The couple first met in 2000, when Beyoncé was 18 and Jay-Z, a prominent rapper and entrepreneur, was 30. Their initial connection was professional, sparked by a collaboration on 03 Bonnie and Clyde for Jay-Z's album The Blueprint 2, The Gift and the Curse, 2002. The song's romantic undertones and their palpable chemistry fueled speculation, but the couple kept their relationship private, avoiding confirmation for years. Their romance blossomed quietly, rooted in mutual respect and shared ambition. Beyoncé, still navigating her transition from Destiny's Child to solo stardom, found in Jay-Z a partner who understood the demands of fame. They married on April 4th, 2008, in a private ceremony at Jay-Z's New York penthouse, attended by close family and friends. The wedding, adorned with 70,000 dendrobium orchids, reflected their penchant for elegance and discretion. Beyoncé later shared glimpses of Day in her I Was Here music video, 2012, revealing a deeply personal side to their union. Their relationship faced intense public scrutiny, amplified by their status as music's power couple. Rumors of infidelity surfaced periodically, culminating in a 2014 incident when Solange Knowles, Beyoncé's sister, was caught on elevator footage confronting Jay-Z at a Met Gala after-party. The incident, widely speculated to involve infidelity, remained unaddressed publicly until Beyoncé's Lemonade, 2016, and Jay-Z's 444, 2017, offered artistic insight. Songs like Sorry from Lemonade and For 44 from Jay-Z's album hinted at betrayal and reconciliation, with Jay-Z admitting to personal failings. Their transparency through music transformed a private struggle into a universal narrative of forgiveness and growth, resonating with fans. Their partnership extended professional collaborations, most notably Everything Is Love, 2018, released under the moniker The Carters. The album, accompanied by the visually stunning Apes It video shot in the Louvre, celebrated their love, wealth, and cultural influence. The On the Run, 2014, and On the Run 2, 2018, tours showcase their chemistry, blending their catalogs into electrifying performances that grossed over $250 million combined. Their relationship, tested by challenges, emerged as a testament to resilience, with Beyoncé describing it as a partnership of equals built on mutual growth. Motherhood and personal growth. Motherhood profoundly shaped Beyoncé's life and artistry. On January 7th, 2012, she and Jay-Z welcomed their first child, Blue Ivy Carter, at Lenox Hill Hospital in New York. The birth was a media frenzy, with the couple renting an entire hospital floor for privacy. Blue Ivy's heartbeat and cries were featured in Jay-Z's song Glory, a heartfelt tribute that marked her as the youngest artist to appear on a Billboard chart. Beyoncé's experience with pregnancy was not without challenges. She revealed in her 2019 documentary Homecoming that she suffered miscarriage before Blue Ivy, a loss that deepened her appreciation for motherhood. Blue Ivy's presence influenced Beyoncé's music and worldview. Her 2013 track Blue from the self-titled album Beyoncé captured the joy and vulnerability of parenting, while Blue Ivy's appearance in the Brown Skin Girl video from The Lion King, The Gift 2019, earned her an MTV Video Music Award at age 8, making her the youngest winner in the award's history. Beyoncé's pride in her daughter's talents, evident in Blue Ivy's contributions to songs and her stage appearances during the Renaissance World Tour 2023, reflected her commitment to nurturing the next generation. In June 2017, Beyoncé gave birth to twins Rumi and Sir Carter via emergency C-section after a high-risk pregnancy complicated by preeclampsia. She detailed this experience in Homecoming, describing the physical and emotional toll, including a 218-pound weight gain and months of recovery. The twins inspired her to prioritize self-care, leading to a vegan diet and rigorous fitness regimen, which she shared with fans to promote body positivity. Her openness about these struggles humanized her, connecting with mothers worldwide. Motherhood also informed her advocacy. Through her Bay Good initiative, she supported programs like the Formation Scholars, providing scholarships for young women, and partnered with organizations like UNICEF to improve access to clean water, inspired by her role as a parent. Her music, from Lemonade's exploration of legacy to Renaissance's celebration of joy, reflected her desire to create a world where her children could thrive. Building a legacy, music, and cultural impact. Beyoncé's legacy as one of the best-selling artists of all time, with over 200 million records sold worldwide, is rooted in her ability to blend commercial success with artistic integrity. Her 2018 Coachella performance, dubbed Baychella, was a cultural milestone, celebrating historically black colleges and universities, HBCUs, with marching bands, step routines, and tributes to black Greek life. The 2-hour set, featuring Destiny's Child reunions and guest appearances by Jay-Z and Solange, drew 125,000 attendees and millions of live stream viewers. The accompanying Netflix documentary Homecoming, 2019, offered a behind-the-scenes look at its creation, revealing Beyoncé's meticulous direction and physical endurance post-pregnancy. Baychella was a masterclass in cultural storytelling, blending African-American traditions with pop spectacle. Beyoncé became the first black woman to headline Coachella, a moment she dedicated to future generations. The performance inspired academic courses, with institutions like the University of California, San Diego, analyzing its cultural significance. Her influence extended to other artists, with Adele, Taylor Swift, and Lizzo citing her as an inspiration for their own boundary-pushing work. Her film projects further cemented her legacy. In 2019, she voiced Nala in Disney's The Lion King remake and curated his companion album, The Lion King. The Gift, featuring African artists like Burna Boy and Wizkid. The accompanying visual album, Black is King 2020, celebrated African heritage, drawing on The Lion King's narrative to explore themes of identity and legacy. Filmed across Nigeria, Ghana and South Africa, it was praised for its cultural authenticity, though some critics debated its idealized portrayal of Africa. The project showcased Beyoncé's commitment to amplifying Black voices globally, philanthropy, and business ventures. Beyoncé's legacy is also defined by her philanthropy and entrepreneurship. Be Good, launched in 2014, has supported diverse causes, from disaster relief to education. In 2020, she donated $10,000 to Black-owned businesses through her Black Parade initiative, celebrating Juneteenth and economic empowerment. During the COVID-19 pandemic, Be Good partnered with Jack Dorsey's Start Small to provide $6 million in relief, focusing on mental health and food insecurity in underserved communities. Her hands-on approach, such as personally distributing aid in Houston post-Hurricane Harvey, underscored her commitment to her roots. Her business ventures reflect her entrepreneurial spirit. Parkwood Entertainment, founded in 2008, has grown into a powerhouse managing her music, tours, and visual projects. Ivy Park, her activewear line with Adidas, has become a cultural phenomenon, promoting inclusivity with diverse sizing and gender-neutral designs. The brand's 2020 relaunch generated millions in revenue, with collections selling out rapidly. Her investments in companies like Trimmel and WTR and partnerships with brands like L'Oreal showcase her ability to navigate the business world while maintaining artistic control. A lasting influence. Beyoncé's legacy is multifaceted, encompassing her personal resilience, artistic innovation, and cultural impact. Her marriage to Jay-Z, tested by public and private challenges, has become a narrative of partnership and growth, reflected in their collaborative art. Motherhood has deepened her work, infusing it with themes of legacy and empowerment. Her philanthropy and business ventures demonstrate a commitment to uplifting others, while her performances, from Beychella to Black is King, have redefined what it means to be a global superstar. Beyoncé's influence transcends music, inspiring artists to prioritize authenticity and cultural storytelling. Her ability to navigate fame while remaining grounded in her values, family, resilience, and advocacy has made her a role model for millions. As she continues to evolve, her legacy as a trailblazer who reshaped music, culture, and social discourse remains unparalleled, setting the stage for her ongoing impact in the years to come. Part 5. Continued influence and future prospects. Renaissance, a celebration of dance and resilience. Beyoncé's 7th studio album, Renaissance, released on July 29, 2022, mark a vibrant new chapter in her career, celebrating Black and queer dance culture while reflecting the resilience of a post-pandemic world. Announced as the first act of a planned trilogy, the album was a departure from the introspective Lemonade, embracing house, disco, and electronic music. Inspired by the creativity of Black and queer communities, particularly the ballroom scene, Renaissance paid homage to pioneers like Donna Summer and Sylvester, while incorporating modern influences from artists like Drake and Megan Thee Stallion. The lead single, Break My Soul, released in June 2022, became an anthem of liberation, sampling Robin S.S. 1993 house classic Show Me Love and Big Freedia's Explode. The track's pulsating beat and lyrics about quitting unfulfilling jobs resonated with the Great Resignation era. It debuted at number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100, Beyoncé's first chart-topping single since Single Ladies in 2008. Other tracks like Cuff It and America Has a Problem blended infectious rhythms with social commentary, addressing joy and systemic issues with equal finesse. The album's 16 tracks, produced with collaborators like The Dream, Honey Dijon, and Mike Dean, showcase Beyoncé's ability to merge nostalgia with innovation. Renaissance debuted at number 1 on the Billboard 200, selling 332,000 equivalent album units in its first week, and earned universal acclaim for a cohesive sound and cultural reverence. Pitchfork called it a love letter to dance music's Black and queer roots, while the New York Times praised its sonic opulence. The album's visuals, though delayed compared to her previous visual albums, included striking imagery for Cuff It and I'm That Girl, featuring futuristic aesthetics and high fashion from designers like Mugler and Balmain. Beyoncé dedicated Renaissance to her late Uncle Johnny, a gay man who introduced her to house music, adding a personal layer to its cultural narrative. The Renaissance World Tour 2023 amplified the album's impact, with 56 shows across North America and Europe. Grossing over $579 million, it became one of the highest-grossing tours ever, blending elaborate staging, a mirrored disco horse named Renee, and performances by Blue Ivy Carter, who joined her mother on stage for My Power. The tour's celebration of inclusivity, with tributes to queer culture and Black excellence, drew 2.7 million attendees and sparked social media trends, from fans recreating Beyoncé's chrome-inspired outfits to viral dance challenges. A concert film, Renaissance, a film by Beyoncé 2023, documented the tour's creation, grossing $44 million at the box office and earning a Golden Globe nomination. Cowboy Carter, redefining genre boundaries. In 2024, Beyoncé released Cowboy Carter, the second act of a trilogy, on March 29th, diving into country music while challenging its historically white, male-dominated norms. Inspired by her Houston roots and experiences like the backlash she faced performing at the 2016 Country Music Association Awards with the Chicks, the album was a bold reclamation of country's Black heritage. Featuring 27 tracks, it blended country, pop, R&B, and opera, with collaborations from Dolly Parton, Willie Nelson, Post Malone, and Shaboozey. The lead single, Texas Hold'em, made history as the first song by a Black woman to top the Billboard Hot Country Songs chart, also hitting #1 on the Hot 100. Its banjo-driven sound and infectious hooks silenced skeptics, though some country radio stations initially resisted airplay, citing genre purism. Tracks like 16 Carriages and Yeah, sampling Nancy Sinatra's These Boots Are Made for Walking, showcase Beyoncé's storytelling, weaving personal and historical narratives. The album's interludes, styled as a radio broadcast hosted by Parton, added a playful yet poignant framework. Cowboy Carter debuted at #1, selling 407,000 units in its first week and earned 11 Grammy nominations, including Album of the Year. Critics praised its ambition, with The Guardian calling it a genre-defying triumph. The album faced criticism from some country traditionalists, but Beyoncé's inclusion of Black country artists like Tanner Adell and Linda Martell, the first Black woman performed at the Grand Ole Opry, underscored her mission to diversify the genre. Her 2024 CMA Award snub sparked debates about inclusivity, which she addressed gracefully, focusing on her art's impact over accolades. Film and visual storytelling. Beyoncé's influence extends to film, where she has leveraged her storytelling prowess. In 2024, she produced and voiced Queen Nala in Mufasa, The Lion King, a prequel to the 2019 remake. The film, directed by Barry Jenkins, explored Mufasa's origin story, with Blue Ivy voicing Kiara, marking a mother-daughter milestone. The project soundtrack, curated by Beyoncé, featured African artists and original songs, continuing her commitment to global Black narratives. Released on December 20th, 2024, the film grossed over $200 million worldwide, with critics praising its emotional depth and Beyoncé's contributions. Her visual albums remain a hallmark of her legacy. Black is King 2020, tied to The Lion King, The Gift celebrated African heritage, while Renaissance's delayed visuals promise a continuation of her cinematic approach. Her directorial work, From Homecoming to Renaissance, a film by Beyoncé, showcases her as a multifaceted artist, blending music, visuals, and cultural commentary. These projects have inspired filmmakers and artists to prioritize narrative-driven visuals, elevating the music video medium. Philanthropy and cultural advocacy. Beyoncé's philanthropy through Bay Good continues to amplify her influence. In 2023, she partnered with Sanoir, her fragrance line, to fund scholarships for cosmetology students in Atlanta, Memphis, and Houston, reflecting her Mother Tina salon legacy. During the Renaissance World Tour, Bay Good donated $2 million to support small businesses and scholarships in tour cities, with a focus on Black entrepreneurs. In 2024, she launched the Sir Davis Whiskey Fund, honoring her great-grandfather, to support underrepresented communities in the spirits industry. Her advocacy for racial and gender equity remains central. Cowboy Carter's push into country music challenged systemic barriers, while her support for Kamala Harris's 2024 presidential campaign, including a Houston rally appearance, underscored her political engagement. She continues to champion LGBTQ+ rights, with Renaissance's queer influences earning praise from activists like T.S. Madison. Her platform amplifies marginalized voices, from featuring trans artist Honey Dijon on Renaissance to collaborating with African artists like Thames on Black is King. Future prospects and lasting influence. As of June 30th, 2025, Beyoncé at 43 shows no signs of slowing down. The third act of her Renaissance trilogy is anticipated, with rumors of a rock or jazz-inspired project based on her genre-spanning trajectory. Her Parkwood Entertainment continues to expand, with potential ventures into television or immersive live experiences inspired by her tour innovations. Her influence on younger artists, from SZA to Chloe X Halle, whom she mentored, ensures her legacy endures, while Blue Ivy's emerging career hints at a family dynasty. Beyoncé's ability to reinvent herself while staying rooted in authenticity positions her for continued impact. Her exploration of new genres, as seen in Cowboy Carter, suggests future projects may challenge other musical boundaries, perhaps folk or classical. Her advocacy work, through Bay Good and public platforms, will likely deepen, focusing on education, racial justice, and inclusivity. As a cultural icon, she has redefined stardom, blending artistry, activism, and entrepreneurship in a way that inspires globally. Her legacy is evident in her record-breaking achievements: 32 Grammy wins, the most for any artist, and over 200 million records sold. Her tours, from On the Run to Renaissance, have set benchmarks for production and fan engagement. As she navigates her 40s, Beyoncé's focus on legacy, seen in her children's involvement in her cultural projects, suggests a future where she continues to shape music, film, and social discourse, leaving an indelible mark on the world.